Hi friends, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie, and today I hope you put on your comfiest silk robe, grab something to drink, and light some candles because today we're going to be looking at my favorites for Taurus season. So I'm super excited about this lineup. I had so much fun with this video. So let's just get into the swatches. The first shade I chose is Dimension Nails Vanilla Almond Milk, which might seem like such an understated shade, but I use this to create some floral milk bath nails for a Zodiac collab on Instagram, because when I think of Taurus, I think of self-care and spa nights, which for me include bubble baths. So I've been taking a lot more of those this Taurus season so far. I haven't had a milk bath before because I just imagine those are going to be so cold and uncomfortable, but the aesthetics of it, I think, is very Taurus energy. So I absolutely love it, and this shade just is so sheer and elegant on its own. I love it built up on 3 coats. It just gives such a beautiful wash of color that brightens your nails without being a stark white. And the name also reminds me of lattes with beautiful latte art that a Taurus is obviously going to be having every morning. The next shade I chose is Cirque Colors Au, which is their real 24K gold flake topper. I think this shade should be self-explanatory, but in case you don't know, Taurus is a sign of luxury. And what's more luxurious than having real gold in your nail polish? This is definitely one of the most expensive polishes that I own at a whopping $48 for, I think Cirque is 11 or 12 milliliters. And I honestly could just never bring myself to use this. This is actually my first time using it. I thought that this video was a special occasion. And in the wise words of Donna Meagle from Parks and Rec, treat yourself. Honestly, that is the motto for Taurus season. The next shade I chose is Mooncat's Aphrodisiac because Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus rules things like beauty and pleasure. So it just made so much sense to include this shade for the name alone, but I also think the finish is very Venusian. The delicate sparkle of the shimmer gives this romantic pink a more flirtatious feel. I can't help but look at this shade and just think, yum. Going off the same vibes as the last polish, Tauruses love to indulge in all the finer things in life, whether it's material goods or delicious food. So I think this shade perfectly represents that. Up next, I have KBShimmer's There's a Nap for That, which is this stunning hot pink reflective glitter. To be honest, I mainly chose this one for the name, since Tauruses have this reputation of being lazy and wanting to take a nap all the time. That might be true, but it's likely because they're a fixed sign, which generally means they're immovable or sometimes stubborn. I'm sure you've probably heard something like that before, since Taurus is known as the bull of the zodiac, and they can just be very stubborn sometimes. But back to this shade, I actually really love the color of this because it reminds me of roses and other beautiful flowers that just tie back to that Venusian Taurus energy. So it all just is connected, you know? And here's a clip with flash so you can see the reflective glitter, which honestly I think also looks like crushed diamonds, which I'm sure Tauruses love. The next shade I chose is Cirque Colors Succulent Garden, and this is a beautiful earthy sage green with a really nice rosy peach kind of shimmer, and of course that delicate holographic sparkle. Taurus is an earth sign, and I wanted to choose a green that leaned very earthy, so I went with this sage green. Even though normally I would think of this shade as a fall color, there's something about it, probably the shimmer and the hollow sparkle that make it a little bit more wearable for me for springtime and especially for Taurus season. I just love how soothing and grounding this shade is, just like how a Taurus is also very grounded and reliable, very dependable. And I just love the name of this shade and how it just evokes such a beautiful image of a garden, which gives me all of the earthy vibes. And normally earth signs have a reputation for being boring, but Taurus is like, no, not me. I am at least beautiful. And the last shade I chose is Mooncat's Weeping Willow, which is this absolutely stunning emerald green magnetic shade that's also filled with reflective glitter. So I chose this one to represent the May birthstone, which is the emerald, and it is just such a beautiful birthstone. I especially love the ones that have that really, really deep, rich green hue. And I feel like this shade perfectly captures that. When I think of emeralds, I normally think of the precious cut gemstones seen in royalty or opulent jewelry, and it just ties back in to that whole aspect of Taurus indulging in luxury. But emeralds also symbolize things like wisdom and patience, which I think perfectly tie back to them being a fixed earth sign. So I honestly think emeralds are the perfect birthstone, especially for May Tauruses. So that wraps up my favorites for Taurus season. As always, I would love to know what your thoughts are on this lineup because I feel really good about this. I think this is like the first video in a little while that the shades just immediately came to me. I feel like I've mentioned in a couple of my more recent Zodiac installments that I just had a little bit of a struggle or a challenge to find shades in my collection that really represent the sign or their energy. And with Taurus season, it was just the complete opposite. I just knew right away, like so many shades that I wanted to choose. And I even had a few others, but I ended up just narrowing it down to this. So it's a little bit more similar to the previous installments, but this feels very cohesive to me. So yeah, hopefully you all think the same, especially if you are a Taurus. I hope I did you all justice with this lineup. Let me know how Taurus season is treating you because I know it could kind of go either way where you just feel like hitting a brick wall after the intense and chaotic Aries season and it's just very sluggish all of a sudden. Overall, I have noticed that slowing down energy, but I've really been embracing it and indulging in it. I've been taking a lot of bubble baths lately and enjoying a cup of wine with them and just, you know, the candles and all of that. Like it's very, I don't want to just say materialistic, but it's like the very superficial kind of self-care thing. Obviously, I think self-care should be a lot deeper than just doing face masks and bubble baths, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying those things either. So I've been doing a lot of that this season, but let me know how you've been feeling so far in the comments so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.